Alright guys, today it is June 26th, out doing a little bit of stand work, and more importantly we're actually doing some stand work for the guy running the camera back there, Jack. Starting off this year focusing 100% on Jack trying to get a deer with his bow and arrow. You guys have all seen him in the past shoot a turkey with a bow, shoot a nice buck with a crossbow, but we've been unsuccessful at shooting a whitetail deer with a bow. So this year is the year. And the best place ever is our family farm up in Wisconsin, Bluff Country. This is the place. But if you're trying to get a youth hunter involved, I think there's a bunch of different things that we're going to talk about today that are going to help basically eliminate a lot of the mistakes people make with judging distance, stand setup, accessing. We're going to talk about all that stuff today, but first things first, we did just find a tree right here, and basically what it is there's a big bedding area here, there's a giant ridge here, there's some travel corridors out of these different bedding areas going up top to some of the destination food. But I want to get real specific about how we're going to lay the stand out. We're going to use a bunch of the deadfall and the cover and all the different things that are pinching to give Jack the best opportunity at shooting a deer at super close range. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is when they get kids out in a field, on a field edge, judging distance, the nerves are pumping, all that stuff. I don't want to have to think about that. Jack's not going to be using a rangefinder. He's just going to want to know when it gets into this spot, that's my kill zone. And we're also, like I said, going to use some of the deadfall and the vines and the cover to give him time to get drawn back, so when the deer does step out, he knows it's within range and he's had that security cover basically to get him to full draw and get away with some movement. So this is the spot. We really like this spot. We call it Buck Valley. It's always been really good. I've got a tree picked out over here, and where I'm standing is 15 yards. Now I expect the deer to potentially go through here, or we're going to manipulate the deer a little bit with some of the stuff we're going to do today, just to really funnel them through this spot. So Jack's got one opportunity right here, one opportunity there, and a last ditch effort right there. But every single opportunity that he has when the deer walks through here is going to be a 15-yard shot. No ifs, ands, or buts. They can't get closer because we're going to put cover close to the tree. They technically could get kind of far away, but there's a bunch of big deadfall and stuff over there, so we know they're pinching. This is just, it's the same kind of strategy we use during the rut for ourselves. This is a great spot for anybody, but like I said, we're going to kind of manipulate things a little bit just so we have a little bit better opportunity to keep that shot really close, bow and arrow, within 15 yards, broadside, give you that chance to get drawn. So this is not the access that we're going to use to actually get to the tree, but I'll show you the deer trail right here. And what I do like about it is all these little obstructions where deer potentially, get to a fallen down branch like that and stop. Obviously they're going to jump or step over it, but it's just another way, another little thing I'm going to look for just to help give him more opportunities and to slow the deer down and to get him to stop, because sometimes they are hard to stop. All right, so this is the tree right here. And as you can see right here, there's a bunch of cover at about 5-6 yards away. Real heavy multi-floor rows. There's an old deadfall. There's another fallen down tree. And basically, I don't want those deer to get super close. I want to leave a little bit of a buffer between that. The stuff that's all grown up on this side is where if a deer's coming from this way and coming down, that's our little opportunity to get drawn. Jack's right-handed, so we're going to want to face the stand this way so he has all this movement here. But using this cover right here when the deer has to jump over that branch, 15 yards away, buffer strip, that's going to give us our little opportunity to get drawn. All right, so the other thing you're going to want to remember with the youth hunter is keeping the sticks relatively close. I've got 5. We're probably only going to go about 12 feet up in the air, but I want to keep them really close. So obviously Junior's legs are not as long as everybody else's, not like the Todd Graff legs. His sticks are typically 6 feet apart. But I'm gonna put the safety system on, but just a good quick little note, you know, if you're not hunting out of a ladder or something and you are using these mobile sticks, just keep them close so it's easier for a youth hunter to climb. All right, so we've got the lifeline and everything all tied up on the top. And the other thing I do with the lifeline is I tie it down on the bottom. Now you don't want to tie it like super tight, but you want to have a little bit of slack, a little bit of play. Jack typically climbs with his right hand, so as he's sliding the Prusit knot up, he's secured with the left, sliding with the right. Gives him enough mobility to basically jockey it around some of the steps, but it's also taut enough so as you go up, you're not pulling up all that slack. I like the way that turned out. The other thing too, like I said, for youth hunters is try to keep these steps relatively close. I have them basically stacked right on top of each other all the way up, and I also allow one stick up above the stand. So rather than trying to like get to the top of that stick and then get up to the stand, I'll do an extra stick just up on top at about seat level, so you can actually climb up and then easily step off that stick down onto the platform. So let's go get the stand hung, and that's when the fun begins. So you can see I've got basically this step extends up above the seat, and its center step is about center of the platform, and the bottom one is about the same as the platform. So it's like an easy transition coming off those steps and onto the platform. Got a bow holder here. Now I'm assuming, and I'm planning on the majority of the shots to be out there in front of me. This wall over here is really heavy bedding back beyond there, but there's going to be almost zero opportunities for shots. So we're going to put the bow over here. We're going to sit this direction because a lot of the movement comes from basically that way. There's some ag fields over there, and if the deer want to bed up high, they'll come through this valley and head up that way. It's a good spot to sit. It's probably one of the further, you know, spots you can see when the leaves are down. Right now it's heavily wooded. Okay, so I've got to trim this branch here, but this is the spot right here. I'm going to take that honeysuckle out, but that is that big 15-yard trail right there. So if a deer's coming, we've got, if say a deer's coming from this side, we've got all this cover right in front of us. We're not going to worry about that because it's 1/4 2 pretty hard, but that'll give Jack the opportunity to get drawn back. And then as the deer approaches through here, you know, he's probably got a 15-yard shot by a 15-yard span to get that deer to stop, and that's going to be the sweet spot. Anything beyond this point right here, the deer's broadside. Now if we have a situation where the deer's coming from that way, we've kind of got the same thing. We can put eyes on them here, but then we've also got this big bunch of brush right here in front of us. That's our little spot to get drawn. Obviously you'd have to wait till they crest this, but we're high up enough to where the deer jumps the log, bam, we've got that clearing. Like I said, it's not a lot different than what you do for, you know, an adult hunter or anything, but just little teeny tiny tweaks gives them an opportunity to you know, hopefully be more successful. Obviously hunting is all about trial and error and lots of mistakes. I can tell you, when I was 12 years old and I started deer hunting, my first tree stand that I got was a loggy bayou, and I only put it 3 feet off the ground. I had no idea you were supposed to climb trees. I just thought it was just something nice to sit up against the tree because I'd always basically hunted off the ground on a bucket, and I just thought tree stands belonged at the base of the tree. So anyway, a lot has changed, and I've learned a lot of things over the years. We've got a toe strap here, which is the other thing that's kind of nice about a toe strap is, you know, you get it at about chest height. So when you clip it onto your bow, it doesn't hit the ground. So we've got that down on the bottom. So when you unclip it, put it on your bow is free. All right, so we're just gonna do a quick little test run here. Basically just having him go through the motions, because like I said, I'm sending him out opening morning all by himself. So I'm a little nervous, I'm a little scared, but he's ready to go. He's like, all he wants to do is go by himself, which is totally fine. I get it. I'll be sitting over there not far away, listening for the sound of a Matthews go off. But anyway, here we go. So got the Prusit knot on. Start coming up. Did you tighten this? screwed that in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got that screwed in. And then, like I said, this is our tow rope here. I know it doesn't sound crazy or, you know, whatever. It's just little things though. Totally no obstructions. Hang your bow. It won't hit the ground at this level. And it's a straight shot up with no limbs in the way. So go ahead and climb up there. Let's see what you got. See how it feels. All right, so if I was a deer and I'm coming down this trail, I'm headed down. I'm probably focusing on that. Jack's gonna be up on my left. Obviously, he's pretty disguised. There's some of the deadfall right there. The deer get through here, they're obviously gonna pay more attention to going through this little gap. We've got all this cover. If you look, you can't see him up there at all. So that's when Jack's going to get drawn back. And then as the buck or the doe travels through here, he's already a full draw. So that little bit of cover there, that's that spot that you've got to get drawn, okay? And then we've got this shot all the way through here, still staying at 15 yards. By this point, you know, obviously if the deer doesn't wind him, the deer's focused on moving forward that way. And it is actually is a gradual decline. So, you know, hopefully the deer's attention that way, stop him, got a shot. This is the honeysuckle that we're going to take out. So same thing if the deer's coming from the other way. This is a very heavily used trail. You can see right through here. So if the deer's coming up, Jack is behind all that stuff right there. So the deer's coming up, walking the trail, jumps the log, same thing. That's where he has to get drawn back. The deer is pretty much broadside at this point right here, and as it's slightly quartering, and as he gets here, totally broadside. All right, so the stand is secure. Everything looks really good. Jack's been up there. He's comfortable with it. He can shoot that trail perfectly. So we're gonna work our way out of here. We're gonna cut an access trail. I tell you what, using like a little electric bush trimmer is amazing. You know, probably cuts down on noise, scent, and it's easy, goes anywhere. But I'm gonna blaze a little trail out here and get to that main trail, and then we're gonna kind of open up a few things, cut a few things down, put some bright eyes up, and then throw a trail camera up. But here we go. All right, that's really all it was. And from here, we've got a nice trail that was cut years ago. But it's just enough to knock it down, throw a couple bright eyes, and also with that lifeline, you can see that at dark. So let's trim a couple of these branches out of that shooting lane. And one last thing to get the kids involved. It's a lot of fun. Put a trail camera up right next to the stand. So when we come down to check it 2 weeks before the season, you can obviously see that deer are working through here in daylight. Hopefully some bucks, hopefully some does. But just having that thing close to the stand gives you that confidence to stick around for a little bit longer. All right, so last stop is obviously the camera. Like I said, when you're getting the kids involved, it's nice to have the camera right next to where they're gonna be sitting. It just really pumps up their motivation. So we've got this sucker full battery, full memory card. We probably won't come back here and check it for, you know, really a couple months. You know, this particular property, we don't have a lot of deer right now, but mid-August, September, they start moving in. So yeah, you know, I hope you guys potentially learned a little bit about, you know, getting a youth hunter involved, and really what I think is most importantly is manipulating that shot so they don't have to think much about yardage or range, you know, stuff like that. So really try to pinch them down a little bit closer than normal. A few little tips with the tree stand, getting the sticks closer, things a little bit easier, less obstructions, easy access, cutting in and out, and then obviously giving them some of that security cover to get drawn back if they're on that trail. Just little teeny tiny things to just help. Obviously, like I said before, hunting is one of those adventures that you learn a lot just by doing it. You fail a lot, but you know, most importantly, if you can get that shot right in their little wheelhouse, that's where you want to be. So hopefully you guys caught on a few little pointers, and hopefully it works for you. Hopefully it works for us. We'll see you next time. Bow hunt or die. How you doing?
Good thing we're not trying to make no noise.